think as a council, we respect what Officer Borkert brings to us, that if his staff needs it, we don't want to shortchange any equipment, and we can't just kick it down the road and say, oh, we're going to do it in a year. Well, no, we've got to be proactive and take the measures, and appreciate you taking the time to bring it to us.
Thanks for the support.
Thank you.
We haven't voted yet, though. Better wait.
Any more discussion? Not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Now we have to go on to an addendum, so I need a motion to suspend the rules.
What? We haven't.
Yeah, we have an addendum.
Oh, I'll offer a motion to
We have a motion
suspend
and
the
a
meeting
second to
for.
suspend the rules for
for
the
an
addendum. So, item 1, bigger raffle gambling permit for Cathedral of Holy Trinity, and that's for November 6th, 2020.
I'll offer the motion to approve.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 2, Park and Rec software upgrade for the City PUC website redesign services.
All right. Council President, councilors, this item is before you because this is CARES Act funding that we're going to be using, but it does require an agreement to be signed with the company. And so this really came up because Parks and Rec, their software that they have is no longer going to be supported in 2021. And so Civic Plus has a program called Civic Rec that is really going to help them do everything more, let's go paperless. They'll be able to book appointments online, take credit card payments, and they felt this was a really good software, a replacement for their software that's going to be unsupported. But with that, Civic Rec also has to have, or Parks and Rec would have to have their own website. And that's part of their cost. And with that, when talking to Civic Plus, they said, well, it's $15,000 to do your website, but for another 15, we can just do the entire city. And we thought that was a good opportunity because, as you know, we did a refresh to the website. It is a little not as user-friendly. It looks nicer, but not as user-friendly. Stuff is kind of not where it should be in my mind. But Civic Plus, a lot of cities are now using their services. LMC on their newsletter had a city say they're happy that they switched. St. Peter uses the Civic Rec portion of it, and they're very happy with the system. And looking at their website, it looks, pretty much how I would like our website to be, and a lot of the other cities that are using it. So with that, everything included, it's about $56,255. This also helps us with any accessibility issues our website may have. So it addresses a lot of those issues. The proposal also includes a refresh in 4 years of the website. If we feel the design is somewhat out of date, they'll refresh that website. Nate was okay. He had a couple questions, and Civic Plus was able to answer those questions, and he was satisfied with the proposal and their answers. It will integrate with our current systems that we have. And so overall, I think it's a step that we needed to take. I would have wanted to do a website redesign in a couple years, but this opportunity came up, and it'll give a cohesive look. And this will also include the utilities site as well.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Any questions for Chris?
So did we have a current company that we paid that just did this city website?
Yeah, it was a very nominal fee that came out of the IT budget, and they did fulfill their contract. I think it fell a little bit short with some of the stuff that they showed us. Didn't come through in the end product, and with this with Civic Plus, having a conversation with them, I think we're going to get everything we want. They're going to redesign or design landing pages for the different departments and different templates so we can just plug the information in on our current design. The reason it's taking a little bit longer to get the content where we need is Lisa Pelzel is having to design the templates because the web designer didn't do that for us, so it's taking a little bit longer to get what we need. So this will just really speed up that process.
Well, these companies quite often charge an annual maintenance fee.
Mhm.
Is there one of those involved
Yes,
here?
it'll be $9,000. That will be split between the PUC and the city, so $4,500.
year.
Yeah, $4,500 per
Whoa.
year.
Current park and rec software is a $12,000 a year maintenance.
What?
I saw that in the memo, but
Yep.
what are we paying on the city side currently for,
Nothing for the park and rec side. It comes out of the park and rec budget.
no, but I mean, what?
No, the
on
city website.
Do we
um,
have a annual, because we'll be paying half of that $9,000.
Yes, we'd pay $4,500.
$4,500, and
Um,
I'm not sure if we're paying what we're paying now.
Still here.
Don't we just have one website and Park and Rec as part of that?
Right.
Yeah, they pay $12,000 for their software.
For their software.
Their software.
So,
So right now, they would only be paying. I think it's $13,000. So it would be a $1,000 increase for the software portion, and I'm not 100% sure what we currently pay for the website, but I can get that information to you.
So we've done our due diligence as far as this is user friendly and this is, because now we have a water park and now we got all this other stuff going on and a lot of people are gonna be accessing that site.
Yes, and
So it's gotta be user friendly and it's gotta work.
yeah, Tom and Cheryl were both very, very happy with the services provided by Civic Plus. Like I said, they did reach out to Joey Schugel out at St. Peter's, who uses Civic Plus. He is very happy with their programs. Nate is also, when he read their proposal, was happy. I looked at other cities outside of Minnesota that use Civic Plus and their websites, just doing some research, and I like the design that they have, the functionality, very user-friendly and intuitive.
If we act on this, this will start 2021, or?
So Parks and Rec software, yeah, that'll be up early part of 2021. We will be working with them, and the reason this was an addendum is because if we can get this executed, they will hit the ground running. I'm going to put together a very small team to really push design, push content through. So hopefully we can have something up before the end of the year or very close to the end of the year.
So if it comes out of our CARES Act, we need to get it up and running.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes,
bulk
as
of the
fast
work.
as humanly possible, yes.
So how does when does that have to be done? I mean, what is our deadline for the CARES Act money?
November
November.
15th.
November 15th.
15th, so it has to be up and running.
Has to be spent.
Has to be
Has
spent.
to be spent. The bulk
Has
of
to be
the
spent.
work needs to have
Yeah.
been delivered.
So we will have a site up, that'll have all the basics that we need, and then continue to work on some of the other odds and ends to finish it out. But we will work with them. They know the constraints. They're working with other cities on the same thing that are all trying to redo some of their websites.
Now, Chris, this will have our EDA on there, and will this have a link then to our chamber?
It'll be again the entire city. I'll be working pretty much on a economic development page that I've pretty much already drafted, so I can just basically send them the information and they'll be able to plug all that in. So yeah, it's an entire city redesign.
But chamber
everything.
included and
Mhm.
all the
Well,
bodies?
Chamber is their own website, but we'll be linking
well,
to different
We have
things.
all
Yeah.
those links now.
We have a link.
Yep.
We have those
Yeah, we
links
have all
now.
those
I'm just
on
asking,
our-
is there a link there to
Yeah, you know.
connect?
Yep.
So will the Park and Rec will have a separate site, and the city will have a separate site, but will they look kind of seamless?
Yes, it'll be basically changes of color, so you'll know you're on Parks and Rec, and that'll be part of. This will start laying the foundation for a branding strategy just citywide. So utilities will be a certain color, but again, it will still look like the same. City will be a certain set, and Parks and Rec will have a different set, but it'll still be congruent, same across the board, just slightly different feel to them.
I'm all for a redesign of the website, although when I went and looked at the website now that we have, and it does look very nice and updated, and I found it easier to navigate, and so I kind of spent some time on that. My biggest concern was the ongoing fees. You know, that's where they get you,
Mhm.
is that ongoing software fee or that update fee. And granted, Park and Rec they'll be paying a little bit more.
Mhm.
But on our city website, I just don't know what, that extra $9,000, even if it's split into two, PUC and city.
PUC will kick in as well.
Yeah, so they pay
Yeah.
4,500, we pay 4,500.
Oh,
It'll be an additional 4,500, but you don't know if we're paying anything right now.
I know we're paying something, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. But I will say, so again, part of all of that will be, in 4 years, we get the automatic refresh, so that will eat some of that money that we're giving them. If for whatever reason, at some point, there is some accessibility claim against our site, they handle that. On their end, because it's their software and everything. So that's kind of what that fee will go to as well. And then it's hosting the site and things like that.
So then, is there a transaction fee for the Park and Rec site when there's like the credit card and that?
We absorb those fees right now. We don't pass those on.
Right, I know we absorbed them. Are they staying the same? Would that be the same? Did I see a 3-cent fee?
I would imagine it's comparative.
be
Most of the
comparable.
credit card processors they're very comparable.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can look at that.
Hmm.
I know they're planning to use the credit card processing company that I'm
Right.
looking at for utilities as well.
Mhm.
So it's a good
Okay.
processor.
Yep.
But Civics Plus, that doesn't charge an additional fee?
I don't believe so.
No, no, they do not.
Okay, I thought I saw something in there.
Yeah. And then, down the road, at some point, if we ever feel that iCompass is not a software we want to use, we're automatically, as part of this, they do have Agenda software as part of it. We're just going to turn it off because we do have iCompass. So at some point, if we did want to get rid of iCompass, we can switch it on, and they have Agenda software as part of it.
Well, because it's a COVID payback, I'm going to go ahead and authorize the city manager to contract with Civic Plus to redesign City PU website for $29,720, and the Park and Rec, which is separate website. Total amount $56,255.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
I'm just kind of looking at this Civics Plus that they're going to be using in the pricing and invoicing, and I'm just a little concerned that we don't get nickel and dime by some of those. The CP pay on page 4, and I don't know if that applies for us, but it says we'll assess a percentage plus transaction fee, 3% plus 30 cents per transaction. So I'm just not quite sure if that applies to us or not. So I'm just concerned about
I'm not sure.
when you enter into that contract, what those fees are, if that's going to be compatible to what we were.
Yeah, and we'll look into that, and I'll send you an email with answers to those before we execute the agreements, because they just forwarded the agreements this morning, so we'll have Roger take a look at those. And we'll
Right,
give
and
him
I
a
know
call.
we want to get moving if we're going to do it, so.
All right. Any more questions? Seeing none? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. With no more business, meeting adjourned.